you hear me?
Hey, Kate.
Hi. Hi, Megan. I can't hear you. Yeah, saw your lips move. Hello. Megan, are you? Yeah, you're unmuted. I don't know. That's so weird. Can anyone else hear Megan? Is it just me? Hi, Catherine. Catherine, can you hear Megan when she talks?
And no speak. Nope.
No. Oh. Oh, Megan, try and fix that. We'll give it just one more minute, guys, for people to stream in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. I hope you have notebooks ready and writing utensils. Yes. Maybe. Maybe. Hurry up, Catherine. I know Teresa said she is having problems getting the baby down, so she probably won't be able to make it today. So I told her not to stress. Did you guys see that post I made earlier about, was it Nora Jones, who talked about the glass balls and the plastic balls? Did you guys see that on the team page? Yeah. Um, I just told Teresa. That's a glass ball. You go handle that. Don't drop that one. Okay, Megan, try unmuting yourself now and see if it made a difference. No.
Maybe she's just whispering or lip syncing and making us think we've all gone deaf.
Yeah, right? Maybe go and grab like a set of. Ah, it's so bright.
Thank you.
Can you grab like a set of? Oh, you're gonna log in on your phone. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I was wondering why you just blinded us for no reason. Megan's here twice. What's up? Okay, so while we wait for Megan's microphone to work, and for a couple people to filter in, we'll do our regular little shout outs. Hopefully that works for you, Megan. Okay, so far we're at the 22nd of September. Our GWV, you guys, I posted earlier, is just over 35,000. That is our best GWV since 2017 for September. So that's really exciting. Our top 5 in PRV is number 5, Heather Fleming. Number 4 is Tonya Gidge. They are both at the 1,500 PRV mark. Number 3 is Kayla Vale, and so is she. Number 2 is Sam Oliveira, and she is at the monthly sales award, so she's earned herself a commission rate of 30%. And number 1 is Lindsay Bibby, and you guys saw she is over 3K right now, so she's being paid 30% on over 3,000 PRV. Like, that's outstanding. So congratulations to those people. Congratulations to Julie Bond and Miranda Swanell. They are the 2 people who so far have recruited this month. Julie is one of our Quebecers, so she never attends these meetings because she is non-English speaking. She's a French Canadian, but she is a pretty consistent recruiter, so that's awesome. And Miranda is totally becoming one. So I'm so proud of you guys. Top 5 in TWV with leaders who are active so far. Number 5, Sam Oliveira. Number 4, Janae Stratton. She has not had top TWV and active in years, so I'm so proud of that. Number 3 is Teresa Wallery. Number 2, Kayla Vale. And number 1 is Stephen Masters, who is like 40 GWV away from getting her director title back. So, like, she should hit director by the end of the night. So that's pretty exciting. So far, our people who are paid at title are for lead consultant Matt Sedgwick, Jordana Hamlin, Tanya Gibbs. For star consultant Miranda Swanell, you guys saw she's going after superstar consultant this month. And for superstar consultants, Tina and Kayla. So congratulations. Just for a little bit of numbers, guys, and then we'll get going. Out of 203 people, 67 so far are active. So 67 of those people out of 203 have 200 PRV or more this month. That is massive. Like, that is huge, huge, huge. 500, like for 500 PRV, 31 people out of those 67, right? So we're narrowing down the slope here. 11 people have 1,000 PRV or more, and 2 people have 2,000 PRV or more. So that's pretty amazing. I'm so proud of you guys right now. Megan, did that work from your phone?
I hope so.
It did. There's your voice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So I'm gonna start. We're talking about recruiting, as you guys know. I'm gonna warn you ahead of time that none of this, if you have trained yourself on recruiting before, will be anything groundbreaking or anything new. Catherine has probably heard me say that several times over the years, right? Um, so don't like peace out. You're like, why am I even here then? Honestly, it's you're probably just hung up on it. Like that's usually the case, and I get hung up on it too, over and over and over again in my sensory career. So it's not like I'm immune to this. Okay. Um, when I first joined, if you don't know my story, I didn't plan on recruiting. I'd actually joined because I thought it would be something sort of fun to do for a few months and then go back to work. Like I was just gonna keep it super casual. I didn't even really mean to start recruiting like on purpose. Um, I honestly was just like having fun and then like getting paid for it. So I was like, well, my friends should do this with me then. That was literally my attitude. I didn't even really understand what team building meant or what the benefits were. Like to me, I was literally just like arrows out. Like you guys should be on my happy bus right now, and it worked. So it was like that new vampire. Like you don't really know what you're doing. You're just going out and like getting all the people. That's sort of what I was doing, and I promoted up to star consultant within a couple months. And again, I'm not bragging. I literally like had no clue what I was doing, and like those poor people, like they'll tell you that's the truth. Um, but it just gives you a little bit of insight into like just what enthusiasm, like just pure enthusiasm, what that could do for your recruiting. Um, it was actually after I started sort of figuring out where I wanted to go and what the benefits of the business could be for me that my recruiting actually dipped. And you guys, Alexandra, you can wave your hand in the chat if you agree with this too. Um, but it's because I felt like gross about it because then it became about me. Do you guys ever feel like that? Like when you're recruiting, you're like that icky direct sales girl. Yeah. So that's totally what I like became, and then um, my recruiting suffered because of that. So let's just dig into that, okay? Like into all of that. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background of like I didn't start out thinking I would build a team. And here I am now, guys, years later with over 200 people on the team. Again, that isn't my work, that is your work, right? It is our work. But I would never have been a star director or literally anything but a certified consultant if I had never built a team. So it is worth it, okay? Um, I will start out by saying recruiting is a mindset. So, like we just said, if you feel like you suck at recruiting, hands up, Alexandra, in the comments if you want. If you continually tell yourself that you suck or that no one wants to join, no one wants to join right now, it's COVID, or no one wants to join right now, everyone's really busy. Um, you're going to start subconsciously behaving in such a way that all of those things become self-fulfilling prophecies. You're only going to talk to people who are too busy, people who don't want to join. You're going to literally start believing so much that you suck at recruiting that you're never even going to like not like really give it a try. Like you'll half-ass it. You'll tell me, yeah, I've had conversations, but you're not really trying. So you need to stop with those negative words and those negative thoughts. So if you say, this is hard, I'm in a rut, I'm stuck, I can't recruit, all of those kinds of things, even if you just think them without ever saying them out loud, you need to stop that nonsense. And you need to start trading them, literally like putting positive words in your head every time one of those creep up. Because they're going to. Like I can tell you here, stop saying those bad things. You're gonna okay, like that's not gonna happen. They're still gonna show up, but you have to be aware of them and conscious of them enough so that you can start replacing them with positive thoughts. So our opportunity is our best product. Could be like a new mantra of yours. I'm a good recruiter. Could be a new mantra of yours. Um, I have what it takes to be a good leader. That's something that is a lot of people hang-ups. Looking at you. If you're you, you know who I'm talking about. Um, I deserve success. All of those things. So start replacing all of those really terrible, shitty thoughts with the good, positive ones. Okay. Um, keep in mind that team building is a marathon, not a sprint. So it should be a year-round, consistent lifestyle. Okay. If you're just starting to recruit now because you want to get that trip, like, yeah, okay, you're gonna have to like really amp it up, but you can't only recruit when there's a trip, or you can't only recruit when you're this close to your promotion. Um, you can't add someone as a friend today and message them tomorrow asking if they want to join your team. Okay, so it's all about like relationships, and those relationships, obviously, if you're trying to authentically build one, will take time to build and to nurture, right, and develop. Um, who has ever seen a meme or a gif or a joke, or you've been the victim of someone who like you haven't spoken to since high school? Maybe she was even mean to you, and then she like messaged you out of the blue. She's like, I have a really good, fantastic business opportunity for you. Like, we don't want to be, yeah, yeah, all the time. We don't want to be those people. Okay, that is not nurturing a relationship. Um, I always say ask everyone, and I still believe in that. But you're going to be more effective when you're asking the people who already know, like, and trust you. Okay, that could be friends. That could be your friends from high school. But make sure that you've developed a relationship over that time and not message her in the blue for the first time in 10 years. Um, it's also going to take time. This also goes along with the relationship thing, to build a strong, solid team. Okay, even if you already have recruited, I find that this happens quickly too to a lot of people who haven't quite realized like what we're doing here. Um, People are going to stop. People are going to be more casual than you initially thought, or they initially told you, or people are going to just quit. That's going to happen all the time. The business opportunity with Sensei is like a revolving door. You're always going to have people dropping off, so you always need to be bringing in new people. It's a literally like recruiting is forever. It doesn't end. I still aim to have 1 to 2 recruits every month, and I'm almost 9 years in. Okay. Um, Speaking of lifestyle, this is something I've heard from a few different like recruiting masters that I've learned from, and just this simple like sentence helps break it down. It's not something you do; it's who you are. Okay, so recruiting isn't just something you do when you have time. It's literally part of who you are. It's Have you ever heard of like wearing your Sensei goggles, right? So you're always like aware of the opportunity, and that's even the opportunity to offer the opportunity to someone else. Okay, so always be aware of that. Something that I like to like think about it as is, I am a person. This is going to sound sort of cheesy, you guys, but it's true. Okay, I am a person that helps others change their lives using Sensei as a vessel. Okay, so if you think of yourself like that, you think of yourself as a person who just does this. You just help others by offering them the Sensei opportunity. And this kind of brings me back to what we talked about before. So when you're all focused on yourself and you're focused on promoting or earning that trip or whatever it may be, hitting numbers or whatever, and you're out there trying to recruit, you're probably not having a very good time, right? Like we talked about it, like you're gonna feel gross about it. You're gonna feel like that icky direct sales girl, and you're honestly not gonna have very good results. So you really have to think of it as like it's not about you. Okay? Um, it's honestly why you're not recruiting. So if you are posting only things like join my team, or if you're personally messaging people like, would you like to join my team? That makes it all about you, right? That's focusing on you. Instead, focus on them. Hashtag arrows out, right? Um, really think about who needs this, or who wants this, or who would be good at this, who would enjoy this, um, who has a problem that Sensei can solve, and then make it about them, because it is about them, and so is leadership. So in order to even get there, though, you guys have to first believe, and this is something that I find to be such a hurdle with so many of you. Um, you have to believe that what you're offering is actually an amazing opportunity. Who genuinely thinks that? Like, who genuinely thinks that Sensei could change someone's life? Be
I
honest.
do.
Alexandra, you do?
Yep.
Megan, you do?
I think that it can, but my hang up is like, I don't know. I think it can change lives for other people, but I struggle with believing it can do it for me.
Sure, that's a perfectly honest answer. Um, so you have to honestly believe that what you're offering is amazing, or why would they even want to bother you? Like, people can catch your vibe, right? Um, and I'll get to that, Catherine, in a minute. Okay, that's like I think my next thing actually. Um, think of it this way: if you don't share this opportunity with this specific person, so if you have the next person you're going to talk to, if you don't share it with them because you're too scared or you're too hung up on whatever your things are, what are you keeping from them? What benefits to their life will they now miss out on? What are the possibilities and potential in their future that you just robbed from them? So think of it that way. If you do not share the opportunity with that next person, and then the person after that, the person after that, the person after that, you're actually being selfish because you're keeping it all to yourself. Okay? Um, so when you do actually focus on them, and here's, I hope this actually like helped you guys. Um, like what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever, like actually helps you guys. When you focus on them and not what you're needing, like that next recruit to hit title, okay, and then they say no, it's actually not a big deal. Because who's afraid of like rejection? Like who doesn't approach conversations because they're gonna say no? Yeah, yeah, me too, for sure. I spin myself out on that stuff all the time. But if you're truly making it about them and not about you, their no doesn't even phase you because it wasn't about you in the first place. They just said no to what you offered them. They said no to the benefits you told them it could help them with, right? They didn't say no to you. They're not like they're not here to hate you. When you don't make it about you, it's not about you, and then you don't have to worry about it. So remember these three F's. You guys know I like F words. Kidding, kind of. Friendships, fun, and finances. Okay, those are like the three general areas or umbrellas of why people join. Okay, friendships, fun, and finances. Okay, so who in your customer base that you've built relationships with, or just in your personal life, who could use community? I know, Catherine, that is a big reason why you have stuck around all of these years, right? So that's what I was going to say to you. Since you might not have changed your life in the like financial state that you're, I think, like spinning out on, but has it benefited you in any way? Have the friendships and the community and the support and encouragement that you got from this, could you not consider that a little bit life changing? And do you not know someone else who might benefit from that? Shut up, Kate. I don't like all your honesty. Okay, so who could use community? That's right in the friendships, and it's also kind of in the fun, right? Who could use something just for them? Hello, that's why I joined. Okay, I had a 5-year-old and a 6-month-old, and I was like, if I do something else that revolves around me being a mother, I'm going to lose my freaking insanity or my sanity. Okay, I'm going to go insane. Um, I needed something that was just for me, so that kind of falls into the fun category, right? Who can use some extra moolah? Obviously, that's kind of the biggest reason why most people join, um, but it's not always. Okay, so think of those three F words when you're thinking about the next person that you're going to talk to. What umbrella of benefits do they fall under? Okay, so find the people who have those problems that Sensi could be the solution for, right? Have those needs that Sensi could fill. And that's something I said, like what I said earlier about changing their lives and using Sensi as the vessel to do so. Be careful in your language you use. I mean, if you're up there talking to one of your customers who just loves Etsy and you're like, it'll change your life, like you're gonna sound bonkers. Um, but if you just have that belief on the inside and you approach it with that enthusiasm, it will work. Okay, just be careful about like hashtag blessed, like you're gonna sound nuts. So just like I did with Catherine, if you struggle with this like belief about this opportunity being amazing and life changing and all that kind of stuff, do what I just did with Catherine. So think of what need Cincy has filled for you. What problem did Cincy help solve for you specifically? And if you have to write these down in order to like juice yourself up about being enthusiastic about the opportunity, like do it, do it. Get as cheesy as you can so you get all emotional about it, and then go recruit people. Right? Basically, it comes down to this: have you enjoyed being a Sensi consultant? Have you, Megan? Yeah, Catherine? Yeah, Alexandra? Yeah, I'm
Oh,
assuming.
yes.
Oh yeah. Then why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? You're not offering them a big pile of poo on a stick, you guys. Like you're not offering them a burden. If you've enjoyed being a Cincy consultant, why wouldn't that next person? Okay? Why hold this back from someone else? So both recruiting and leading, for those of you who are leaders already, need to come from a servanthood mindset. My little guy's upstairs and he's just kind of keeping around the corner. You are there to serve and help them. That goes for new recruits and teammates, right? That goes back to the arrows out mentality. Um, they are not there to help you or serve your purpose of building a team. And Catherine, I know we've talked about that before too, even with leadership, right? You have that mindset, but you still feel a little bit like you hold back because you don't want to step on people's toes and act like the overbearing, like boss, right? Like you want to serve them and help lead them, but you don't want to come across as you're micromanaging them. So there is sort of a finesse to that that I am still learning, you guys. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to be this amazing, like university degree leader in order to be powerful to your team. Okay, I have effed up more times than I can count in the 9 years leading the team, and somehow you guys still listen to what I say. Okay, so like you do not have to be perfect in order to be powerful. Okay, so um, yeah, so I just said this is where most of us get hung up again is the fact that like they're not there to help you and serve you. So if you're going out with that recruiting mindset, I'm really like driving this thing home because I really feel like 90% of people don't recruit because of this exact thing. Okay, um, because we feel gross and all of that stuff. So I've already kind of covered that because I went on a tangent, so I'm just trying to skip by. So if you're in your own head, it feels selfish and gross because it sort of is. Right? If you're out there only recruiting people because you need to earn this trip, um, it feels selfish because it is selfish. So you really have to go at recruiting with the servanthood, um, with helping them fill those needs, like I mentioned. So do you guys have any before I move on to the next thing? Um, any questions or anything? Megan, you said you have the same problem. Of what? Oh, my sound is
Your
low.
sound is weird.
Sound.
Like my screen froze for a minute and then it came back and you sounded like echoey and wobbly.
Oh, do I still sound like that?
I think you're okay now.
Oh,
I don't know. Talk again.
hello. Megan, what do you have the same problem as?
Oh, good.
The sound. It was like cutting in and out for a little bit there.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah. Well, I've got you. What were those 3 F words?
Just want me to repeat some F words, Megan. Friendships, fun, and finances. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It was the F words that cut out my sound, I guess. Okay. So, does all of this mindset stuff, does it like hit the nail on the head for you guys? Like, is it all making sense? Is it why
Yes.
you probably weren't recruiting? Probably, right? And guys, again, I will repeat, I am not perfect. I still have these hangups, and I know better. Okay, so if you've never heard the like these kinds of lessons being spoken, or you haven't heard it in the last like 3 weeks, like it's okay, and it's okay to go back into a little bit of a dive, and then like get yourself out of it again. Okay, and lift yourself back up. But it really, 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 really starts with that mindset, and it really starts with making sure that you are making it about them, right? You guys, Catherine and Alexandra, you've heard me say this like a million times, like tiny. So their interest, not yours. So if you always go into recruiting with that tiny acronym in your head, you will do better. If you have had 100 conversations but no one has ever said yes, it's probably because you've made it about you, even if that's subconsciously. I'm not saying that you guys are all a bunch of selfish assholes, okay? It's literally just what you do. And it's sometimes our culture, right? So as a leader, I'll take some responsibility for that too. Like, how many times have you heard me or other leaders being like, go earn that trip, go recruit, go build a team, like go earn that trip for yourself. So then of course you're going to go and make it about yourself, even in your head. Um, so we really have to work really hard on, I guess, like compounding that new culture, right? Of like making sure we're not making it about us. Like, yes, will recruiting help you earn bigger paychecks? Hello, I quit my job. I retired from my career because I recruited. Yes, you will earn more money. Will recruiting help you earn free freaking travel to exotic places around the world? Hopefully, when we can travel again. Yes, it will do that. It will do all of these magical things. Um, but if you start with that goal and not with the goal of helping others, you're not going to get that goal anyways. Okay? So, how do you actually offer? I'm not going to go too deep into this, you guys, because you can literally just go and we have a whole unit on recruiting and we have a whole topics on recruiting, and there's lots of like practical tips. But this will sort of just be like a quick bang through some different things, and then I want to give you guys lots of time to ask me questions. And since there's only 3 of you, you guys are really going to have to step up with the questions. So how do you actually offer? Well, for each person that you offer to, it's going to look different. Okay, if I give you a script right now of something to say to every single person, that's going to be inauthentic, that's going to feel spammy, and it's going to feel gross. And then we're back to square one. I have to like sort out your mind all over again. So it really just depends on who you're talking to, and it goes back to that need that sense you can fill. Okay, like the person who wants just extra income isn't going to want to hear fluffy rainbows and unicorns about the community that we've built. Okay, and the people or the person who just needs friendships and something to do for herself right now probably isn't going to want to hear about the compensation plan and see a whole spreadsheet PowerPoint about it. Okay, so really you have to tailor your talk to whoever it is, and honestly, be your freaking self. I said this to a hostess who's hosting a party so she could join next week. She's like, I don't know what to say, and I was like, say what you're gonna say. Like, say whatever you would normally say. There's no such thing as like a Sensi consultant. Like, we're all just us. Like, authenticity is literally one of Sensi's core values. So don't go out there and recruit the way you think a Sensi consultant recruits. Just have a normal human conversation with someone. And don't work on it. Like, that's a practical tip I can give you. There's so many of us when someone's like, well, how much money can I make? And you're like, well, here's the breakdown of the compensation plan. When you first start, you make 20%. And once you sell a lifetime value of $1,300 in Canada, you bump up to 25%. And then you can build a team and you earn 2% on your team. Like, whoa, B, like, slow down. No one needs to hear that. Okay? Simply answer their questions only. Okay? You don't have to word, or sometimes we even do, like, we try and shove all of the benefits of Sensi into one paragraph. Have you guys done that before? Because that's something I used to do literally all the time. I was like, have you ever thought about joining Sensi? And they'd be like, yeah, maybe. Like, what do I get out of it? And I was like, well, this and this and this and this and this and that and that. And then go into this huge dance. And they're like, actually, you know what? That sounds complicated. Like, never mind. And you totally turn people off. So what I've learned to do is just answer what they ask. That's it. And answer it as simply as possible. I'll guarantee you, if you haven't answered their question fully, they'll keep asking. Like, you're not going to not answer someone enough, if that makes sense, okay? Another big part of recruiting, you guys, is make them want your job. And this goes for leadership too, right? No one wants a job of a star director if she seems overworked and stressed out and tired and hates everyone on her team, okay? Make them want your job. So if people look at you as a consultant, and to be clear, there's no separation. So when people look at you, they automatically see your business no matter what, okay? You literally cannot separate the two. And they see negativity, they see you're overworked, They see you're tired and exhausted all the time. They see, if they look at you and basically see no benefit to becoming a Scentsy consultant, like they see absolutely zero change in becoming a Scentsy consultant, then why, or even like now you're too worked or more exhausted than you used to be after you joined, like they're not going to want that. No one wants a second or third job. Like no one has enough time anyways, right? Um, they're not going to want to duplicate what you're doing if what you're doing looks god awful. Okay, so have fun, and if you're having fun, share. Okay, talk about the positive lifestyle changes that Scentsy has given you, even if that's community, Catherine. Okay, or Alexandra. Like, how many team meetings have we done when we could do in person that were just so fun, or like world tour and things like that, right? This is community right now, though. We can't get together in person, and although everyone like hates Zoom, like let's be honest, this is the only like community anyone can get right now. So we will take it above nothing, and that's why all of us are here. Okay. If you have kind of like shifted your mindset into a growth mindset, or you feel like Cincy has helped you develop personally, share that. Like talk about that, you guys. Talk about your product discounts. Screenshot your hostess awards that you got as a consultant. Be like, did you know that Cincy lets us double dip? Like what? Share about all of that kind of stuff. If you're talking about income, like use the income disclosure, okay? But and don't just share about it once and then be like, they build it, they will come. Like, no, you have to share it consistently and constantly. I'm talking every day, every day. And if you don't, like, if you feel weird about that, use stories. That's what they're for. That's literally what they're for. They disappear after 24 hours. They're literally made to update and share every single day, okay? And here's a big one that I shared last week. Out of all of this, out of all the sharing every day, out of all the like big enough your Scentsy business and your new lifestyle, don't forget to also just be you. Okay, because that's, I talked about it last week. That's what many people do when they join a direct sales business. They turn from normal Catherine, let's say, to Scentsy Catherine, and now that's all she ever talks about, and it makes people want to blow their brains out because what they like about Catherine is now disappeared, right? Catherine's personality, her hobbies, her interests, Alyssa, right? All the different things that people tune into your newsfeed to see, if they all of a sudden go away, they're going to probably unfollow you. And also, if those go away, that goes back to that whole make them want your job. So if all of those other hobbies and interests and lifestyle and family, if all of that goes away, people are going to automatically assume that Scentsy has now taken priority over everything else. And again, nobody needs that. Nobody wants that in their life, right? Nobody wants to be taken over by something all the time, right? Like a distraction is a wonderful, but no one wants to have something take over their life 24/7. Okay, does that make sense? Catherine has never been normal. Normal for you, Catherine, and it's what people love about you. Okay, I'm gonna just fire off some quick tips, and then you guys will have about 5 minutes to ask a question. Okay? Approach the conversation just like this is how I start almost every recruiting conversation. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? That's it. Okay? Stop overcomplicating it. The 50-10 rule is really good if you're new or you're in a rut for marketing, or not marketing, I'm sorry, networking. Make it a goal to share 50 samples a month and 10 possibility packs a month. Okay? If you have trouble sharing 50 samples, especially because like COVID, it's not going anywhere, stick one sample in your customer's orders for them, then make a new sample packet for someone else and ask that customer that you've just shared the sample to in their customer order to go give that to someone else, and that you'll reward this person over here. Okay? So maybe make it like a rule to share half to your customers, half to new people, if that makes sense. And make sure you tell your people that they will be rewarded when the sample that they gave out comes back to you, okay? Like as an order. Don't be a judgy judge or sin. This is a huge point. It is not up to you to decide who this business would be good for. Hear me on that. That lawyer could use a tax break. Don't take them out of your list of 100, okay? Referrals of life. I won't even go into that. Referrals, referrals, referrals. Your best customer might be your best teammate, next director, next superstar director. Don't be afraid to recruit your best customer. You will temporarily lose that PRV, but you can have the possibility of gaining like thousands in future income. Okay. Flip your host. If you do not know about the host kit or how to use it, go learn how to use it. Literally type in kit on your workstation and train yourself. Okay. Your story is powerful. Tell it. Your story. Okay. Again, you don't have to be making like dollar bills. You don't have to be making it rain for it to be powerful. Your story is powerful. Okay. If you are struggling with something and you're selling Scentsy anyways, that's going to touch someone's heart. Get over yourself. It's not about you. Okay. You guys hear that? Just like barking. Can you hear it? Is that too loud? Hey, shut it. So bad. Hey, shut it. Nice. Okay, get over yourself. That just comes back to all the things. Don't make it about you. Okay. Keep it simple. Yes, keep it simple. Focus on the IPAs. The people who are recruiting more than you or recruiting and you're not recruiting at all, it's literally because they only do IPAs. Okay, and that's just all they're doing all the time. So they're just doing more of them. Okay, IPAs are meet new people that should be at the top of your priority list every day. We're down to 2 minutes. See what happened? Increase your sales, always provide good customer service, and have constant recruiting conversations. Another tip is you're probably not having enough conversations. So even if you think you're trying to recruit, you're probably not really trying to recruit. Okay? Most of the time when people are like, I've been talking to people, they talk to 5 people. That's not enough. You need to be like talking to 5 people every day. Okay? And then you're going to start actually seeing the momentum. And follow up with the people you've talked to in the past, which means you have to know who you talked to in the past. Do whatever you want with that. Okay? Figure out your own system. We now have like 1 minute and 40 seconds. Speed questions, speed round. Does anyone actually have any questions or anything that you're still struggling with that I can answer here?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go.
When they ask about how much money they can make, what kind of a simple answer can you give them?
I just give them what they make as a new consultant. So you make 20% on all of your sales, and then once you sell $1,300 Canadian, you bump up to your permanent 25%.
Oh, okay. Basically, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what they make, right?
Right.
Megan, did you have a question?
Yeah, what is a possibility pack?
YouTube it. That's the fastest answer I can give.
Okay.
Basically just a pack that shows them what the possibility is. That shows them the opportunity. Okay? Thank you guys for being here. It will kick us off. If you have more questions I didn't answer, I'm here anytime. You all know that. Okay? Just PM me and we'll talk about it, or we'll talk about it on the team page. Okay? Okay. Love you guys. Thank you for being here live. I really appreciate it. Excuse my dog. She's rude. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.